Hello, welcome to the very first episode. I want to do something economically, I want to be active, and I want to build something, and for a while I've been thinking maybe I want to start my own non-profit. I had no idea what it exactly was, but I knew I wanted to start. The problem being that I have no background in economics, I'm studying history. So I decided that, you know what, I don't know anything about economics yet, I'll educate myself first. And then after that, maybe I know my niche and all of that, I can start this company, non-profit, whatever it's going to be. And I had an amazing talk with my coach, and she was like, you know what? In the non-profit, you might want to include a podcast or a social media platform of that. You can start that now. You can start a podcast and interview people who do have the knowledge. You don't have to have the knowledge. You can ask questions and let someone else have the knowledge, and then learn and start this project at the same time. It took me a week to gather my thoughts and sort of decide on what I want to do, because I like writing. So do I want a blog? Do I want a website? Do I want a podcast? Do I want social media platforms? Do I even want social media? Do we actually want to have something more physical in real life and not online? But in the end, I decided to, you know what, I'll do a podcast. I couldn't find anyone who shared like the very raw start and the journey, so I was like, you know what, I'll have the YouTube platform to document like the whole process from literally starting ground zero, barely any economic knowledge, like nothing other than interest and passion. And then I'll have the podcast for the more educational content, I guess. So that's what I've been doing. I finished the first episode editing today. The first start, like the podcast is up and running, the YouTube channel is running now, and I feel like it's time for a next stage. That's why I'm here filming the intro so that I can go on to the next video, and we'll see. I'm excited. I need to take some sort of action, so I've decided to reactivate my YouTube channel. I think it's scary, but setting up a YouTube channel again would be easier than starting a podcast right now, because I think it's easier to just talk and like show stuff than just the voice. However, it is less anonymous, so that is something that I'm not sure whether I like that, but I think that's the way I want to go about it right now, because I need to do something. Do I actually want to post on YouTube, since it's not really the platform I want to support? And I've looked at alternatives, and there are alternatives, but I think for now it's just important for me to start. So if I just reopen my old YouTube channel, set it up again, then at least I've got something going, and then I can do research in like how I want to go about the other platforms. But then at least I'm starting, and then I can bring my videos over to the other platforms. So we're doing something, we're gonna take action. We have a problem. I forgot that I deleted that account, and fully deleted, not just taken my videos down, just like properly deleted it. Which means I can start from scratch again, which might be a good thing, I'm not sure, but it's not something I'm gonna do right now, since I've actually deadlines going on. I have very little time today. I have to get to work at 12, and I still need to do some homework and all that. But I woke up late because it was a long day today, and according to my schedule I made for this morning, I wouldn't be able to do the most important thing, actually start a YouTube channel. But whilst I was making my breakfast, I was listening to a podcast on dark work, and it basically taught me that the thing that I'm gonna set up my YouTube channel right now, even just to get the needle moving, because I learned that the thing the thing you want to procrastinate most on, or you find the most uncomfortable, like your pit stomach uncomfortable, is where the most growth lies, and where actually your purpose is, or what you want to pursue in life, the thing that is actually important to you. And the fact that it is difficult is more the reason to do it, because you'll learn a lot, first of all, but also it's probably the thing that you actually want to do. And I have definitely been procrastinating starting this thing. I've been thinking about it. I made some notes on how I want to pursue this, but I think I just need to do something and start, well, even open the channel, because I don't have time today to upload anything, but I can at least make the channel, so I at least keep going. So I am very much behind on schedule. However, I am going to do it anyway and sort of hope that the rest will work out, because if there's one thing I want to pursue, it's this idea, this company. It's also one of the most uncomfortable things, but yeah, I gotta do it. So we're gonna do it. I think we gotta make an account first. I have an idea. I already have an old account, YouTube account. I can use that one because I'm short on time. I always feel like I'm doing it wrong. There is no fire hydrant in here, is it? No. Good thing I'm not a robot. Okay, we need to fine tune this later. We're not gonna do recovery email and skip. I'm gonna put that in my Notion, and that's on my to-do list. We're gonna start with me deleting all of my subscriptions, which there's a lot. It gives me some time to think about what do I want the name to be. I think I like ConsciousConsumer. It was the first thing that comes to mind. I think maybe I can tweak that later when I get a better idea. Or should I do it consuming consciously? No, I don't like that. Questioning consumerism? No. Rethinking consumerism? Or do I just name it my name? No. I will need to do delete playlists. I just want to have a clean slate. Do I have time for this? I need to leave in like 1.5 hours. Oh dear. Okay, right. So I now verified my account, but I think the only thing I can do is to delete it and delete it and do it again. I verified it. I have done this. I just verified it. Please, why you're not recognizing that? Okay, I'm gonna leave it on there for a bit, but the only thing I can do is delete it instead of sort of continuing it, which is really annoying because now I don't have the time to upload it again, and now there's nothing on that. But you know what? At least we started it. Somehow it is still not recognizing the new hashtag, but we'll work on this. I really gotta leave now, but I guess this is progress. I have done it. It's been in my calendar. So look, here's my planner. It's now Wednesday. I planned to do it on Monday. Tick that off. I made some progress and I am proud of myself. Good morning. It's currently 10:07. I'm on holiday in Belgium. And this morning I really needed to work for uni. Like really. I have some deadlines coming up, but I suddenly got the inspiration for a YouTube banner and a logo. And I was like, you know what, I'll just do that really quickly. Well, I worked on it for an hour, but we're upgrading it. Look at that. We've got our banner, we've got a logo, and the watermark is the same. And there's still stuff to change. Like the banner, I still want a slogan there, maybe some other stuff. It's simple, but I had this vision and I needed to execute it. So we're making progress. Like, doesn't this look good? Also, this somehow doesn't want to change, and it's really annoying me. But look at that. I made it in Canva. Oh yeah, that's just me struggling. This was my first idea. and it progressed from this to that. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? And I just Googled like how to make a banner, what to look for. And there's so many like ways of doing it. And I don't know what I want yet, but I really like this one. This one is simple, but to the point. And I think I'll need to, I'm going to take this inspiration for the slogan. I don't know the slogan yet. One of my ideas was change the system, start now, because that's what I'm basically doing. I'm just starting now, but I don't know if I want to do that. But look at that. I created a safer password. I started a channel. We've got a photo, we've got a banner, we've got a watermark. And I did add some extra points that I want to make my watermark like just the 2 C's and not the green bit around it. However, that would have taken me too long now. So I've just started that. And I want a slogan for the banner, so I added that to my to-do list. But somehow this works. I've got some clear steps that if I want to work on it, I can just look at that and yeah, look at that. Okay, I just got an answer from the university in Germany who does a economics and history master, and I still don't know whether I can go because I cannot write the papers necessarily in English, even though it's joint English and German language, and I'm pretty sure that my German won't be good enough to write the actual papers. However, and they said that the papers are to be written in the respective courses, course language. So that will depend very much on the courses, and the exceptions can only be made when discussed with the lecturer. So I still don't know what I'm supposed to do. Whether I should take the German courses and go for it or not. So I really got to think about this. I have very little time to make my decision because the German classes start in a week. Hello, it's editing Veerle, and I realized that I basically gave no introduction or any updates regarding my German classes and all of that. So I thought I'd give you a quick update. So the plan was basically, I found a university in Germany that does this sort of combined masters, and the Netherlands doesn't really have that. You can go to the UK for that as well, like history and economics, but expensive. Now I've got this answer, which means I actually need to get to a C1 level. I talked to my dad about this, and we were basically like, okay, we don't know whether it is possible, but let's just go for it, and then we'll see along the way whether this is something I actually want to pursue or not, I want to go for or not. I want to learn German anyway, so it's going to be good anyway. I've been doing that for the past few weeks and it's really good. So I am learning German, and we'll see where that takes me. I really want to go to bed, however I do need to prepare my food for tomorrow. And I just found out that for the course I'm taking on Rethinking Economics in the Netherlands, I'm doing a sort of introduction course series for 4 weeks. We actually have homework, and I did not know that. I didn't register that, and it's for tomorrow, and tomorrow I have no time. So we have a few things we need to review. We can choose some of them. So we've got articles and podcasts and article video series. And tell me, no one has any excuse whatsoever, because I'm gonna listen to this podcast on 1.52 if I can. I've been listening 1.5 and that's doable, whilst I'm gonna make my food for tomorrow. no excuses for me, because I want to participate in this course, so I need to do the work. And this is about what they encountered when they started being active in alternative or rethinking economics. Key points from this episode. Origins of the movement, the curriculum reforms, how we need to rethink the monetary system. Okay, this is interesting. I'm gonna do that. Good morning. I forgot to film yesterday when it happened, but my dad got in contact with his economist, and I sent him an email yesterday and reached out, and he hasn't replied yet, and I haven't asked for any dates to do the interview and record it for a potential podcast. But I did send an email, and I'm very proud of that, because I don't have a podcast yet. The platform is barely running. Like, the first video isn't even out. This is the first video. So, but we've possibly found a first person, which means that I have a deadline, sort of, or at least some accountability that I need to make sure that within a few weeks, because I have no idea when we would do the interview, but I assume it won't be many months from now. So I will need to have a podcast up and running before that, or at least maybe my channel. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm proud for sending the email. Good morning, it's the 21st of April, and we're at a point where I think I've done most of the basic stuff, like setting everything up, like the YouTube channel, and we've got the podcast running. I mean, there are no episodes yet, there are no videos yet, but I mean, the platforms exist. So I should start doing the work. And a few days ago, I've decided that I'm here to commit. Truly, and I am going to commit. I heard a lot of podcasts in the past few days about fear and doubt and all of that, and I want to move past that. I am moving past that. I'm just going to do it regardless of the fear, regardless of the doubt. I will take that into account. I'm not going to push it away, but I will work with the fear, with the doubt, and which means that I will need to make a plan, not just a short to-do list on my Notion, but I need to make an actual structured, like a planning of what needs to be done every single day. Because in the stage, I have some content at this stage. I have been filming, which means I need to get out this video, which means I need to edit. So I have my uni planner, and today on the plan is to make a planner for my economics ambitions, I guess. This is what this is going to look like. This is going to do a planner for everything that has to do with my economics plans. So for rethinking economics, I'm going to make a plan since I'm taking over the book club. Stuff needs to be done for that. And within that also there will be a plan for ConsciousConsumer. So on the plan, that is, today I don't have much time, but I made a commitment, which means something needs to be done every single day. So today on the plan is making the plan. I made a plan for today because I have a lot of homework that needs to be done. I need to prep for today. However, I can't get this idea of my head that I want to do something for economics, and doing the planner now, it's probably not a good idea. So I will set a timer, so I will get my uni done because I'm already behind on my schedule. This is what my normal planner looks like. This is for uni, and then I will make a similar one. It would be really cool if I can open it like in Excel. You have the different tabs. That'd be really cool if I could do that. So I've got one big planner, but for now, I'm just gonna stick to making a document. Ooh, or a spreadsheet. Okay, let me look into that. But I've always done it like that. So I don't know whether I want to do that. But actually, when I just do it like this, I can copy it, and then, yeah, that's probably the best idea. So I'm gonna set myself a timer. What we're gonna do it, I will turn on some music and give myself a timer for, let's say, 15 minutes and see how far we get. Let's do this. Hello. The time's up, and this is going to be the planner. I've only started the first week because I don't know what it's all going to look like, how much time everything's going to take. But this is what I will be doing this week. And I also redid my planner here since I was already in the 4th week of my planner, so started with a new week. Right, so that's what we did. So we made a plan, so we can cross that off. And I listened to a text that I got for the book club for Rethink Economics. So we done our plan today. And honestly, that feels good, because now I can leave it at that. I don't have to think about it the rest of the day, because I did what I needed to do. And tomorrow there's another day, and I'll do what I need to do then. Just follow the plan. I was cycling home from uni today, and in the last two classes I had, it just gave me some thoughts on why I'm doing this and what I find so interesting about, in this case, mass production. And it all comes back to mass production, what I find interesting, and consumerism. And I had so much inspiration, and I was thinking about, what do I want to do with the podcast? Should I wait until I interview someone? But I just had these thoughts and I wanted to share it, and I didn't. At first, I wanted to write it out as a sort of essay format, just to gather my thoughts. But I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, I can't keep up with the writing. I just had so many ideas, because I was making these connections between neocolonialism, what I was talking about, and the philosophers we were talking about in class today. And I thought, well, you know what, this could be a good first podcast episode, because it was basically the reason for why I went vegan, for example, and just why I find mass production interesting and why I'm so critical of it. And yeah, it turned into the very first podcast, and I edited it and even upload it. I do need to turn on my RSS, but I have launched the podcast. There is it. There's the first episode, so I think you can listen it now on Spotify. Probably not on other platforms yet, but this was very spontaneous, and I do have a lot of homework, and I literally, look at that, I already set my coffee. I got home, made my coffee. It's just been sitting there for half an hour now, so that's a bit sad. I'll probably, you know, I'll give it a taste test. That's cold brew by now, so I might actually microwave it, because I don't want to waste the coffee. I actually do really want the coffee, but I still need to do a lot of homework, and I have not even an hour for that, so I'm gonna go outside to my homework. But this is so cruel, and it just came to me and just had to do it. And as soon as I uploaded it, I actually realized that I forgot to introduce myself. I just went straight for it. So maybe not even the best first episode, as in I did not even introduce myself, and I should not forget to do that maybe next time. But at least it is out there what I wanted to say. Hey! Oh, for a second I thought that these were cracks in my filter. Ooh, these are not cracks. It's apparently part of the design. Anyway, I'm super excited, but the first episode is out. I just made myself a coffee to do a quick uni reading, and just had the realization, well, something I wanted to film, and I'm sure I will forget it otherwise, is I listened to a podcast yesterday, and it talked about the importance of, when you want to pursue something, you need to look forward and not look back. Like when you're walking backwards and there are bumps in the road, you don't know what it is, you can't really see it, you want to run back, but when you turn around, move forward, know where you're going, or at least have some sort of vision and trust in that vision, and you're focusing on the journey forward and not on where you came from, and you're living in this new identity that is moving towards what you want to do and not walking backwards to what you wouldn't do, and being scared of every bump and every failure. I was wondering, like, how am I going to continue this? Like, this first episode is starting everything up is relatively easy. I've done that before. I mean, scary, yes, but, you know, I've done it before. But now keeping that going, I need to move forward and face forward and not face backwards. That's the difference between me committing now and me not fully committing before. So that's an interesting thought.